We are here at day 12, and we're going to talk about the fear of not being enough. So have you ever just thought, who am I to do this? Or I'm just not enough. Hey there, I'm Anna, and I help purpose-driven women live with intention, anchored in biblical truth, right where they are. So if you've ever just struggled with feeling like you're not smart enough, or you're not strong enough, you're not holy enough, or just enough, this video is for you. And then of course, don't forget to grab your free printable challenge guide. It's in the description box below, and it's going to help you go deeper with everything that we're talking about today. It's going to show you scriptures to help you process and reflect. So today we'll talk about what God says when we feel insufficient, the stories of those who felt the same, and then how to shift from insecurity to confidence in Christ. First of all, God gives strength because we're not enough on our own. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all this through Him who gives me strength. This verse isn't about superhuman effort. It's about divine empowerment. Paul was content in every circumstance because he relied on God's strength, not his own. My practical tip is that the next time you say, I can't, pause and finish the sentence with, but God can. Write it out, speak it out, and let that be your anchor. Second of all, God doesn't wait for you to be ready. He promises to be with you. Exodus 3:12 says, and God said, I will be with you. Isaiah 30:18 says, yet the Lord longs to be gracious to you. Therefore, He will rise up to show you compassion. When God called Moses, Moses immediately replied with all the reasons that he wasn't enough. Sound familiar? But God doesn't list Moses' qualifications. He simply promised His presence. So my practical tip is to write down every reason you think you're not enough. And then next to each one of those, write, but God is. And then thank Him that He's with you right now, just as you are. Thirdly, we often see our limitations, but God sees our potential. Numbers 13:33 says, we seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. Israelites saw giants and assumed defeat, but their smallness wasn't the problem. It was their perception. When you fixate on what you lack, you'll miss what God is trying to do through you. This fear often leads directly into tomorrow's topic, the fear of not doing enough. Because when you feel like you're not enough, you tend to overcompensate, trying to do more, to be more. But your value isn't in your hustle. Your identity is secure in Christ. My practical tip for you is to ask God, where am I striving to prove myself? Journal what He reveals, and then prepare to explore more in day 13. You are enough because Christ is enough. So what's one truth that you're clinging to today about who God says you are? Don't forget your printable challenge guide in the description box below, and then give a thumbs up like to this video if it brought you any value today. And feel free to share it with a friend who needs this encouragement. And I'll see you tomorrow as we talk about the fear of not doing enough.